Hello everyone, this is Suresh from Azure ADB. Today our topic is how to remove leading and trailing white spaces from string using strip method. So parallelly we'll see what is LSTRIP and RSTRIP. So first we'll see what is the purpose of strip. So strip method in Python we used to remove leading, that means starting, and trailing, that means ending white space characters from a string. So by default it removes white space characters, that means spaces, tabs, and new lines. So what is leading means at the beginning of the string and trailing means at the end of the string. So you can specify which characters to remove. If not, any white spaces will be removed. So that means if you see the syntax string dot strip, and inside that we need to pass characters. So if you see the syntax, here characters are optional and a set of characters to be removed from both leading and trailing parts of the string. So what are the characters you want to remove that we need to mention here. So if a characters argument is not provided, all leading and trailing white spaces will be removed from the string. So that means if you are not provided this and this is empty like this, if you are providing only strip, so then what it does is it will remove only white space characters. That means spaces, tabs, and new lines. So first we'll see other example, then we'll come back to this widget method. So first what we'll do, remove leading and trailing white spaces from string. So strip with no arguments. That means, see here in inside that we're not provided any arguments. So that means it removes all white space characters. That means spaces, tabs, new lines from both ends of the string. So we'll see with one example. So I have string like this. And if you see here, from starting to up to here, we have empty space. And from here to here, we have empty space. That means starting and ending, we have trailing and leading white spaces. So here what I'm doing, first I'm trying to print as it is. So that means before applying strip. So that means as it is input string we are getting. Next, after applying strip, that means yes means the string dot strip. So since I'm not mentioning any argument inside, what it does is it will remove white space characters. And if you see here, so now we don't have any white space characters at the ending or starting. Next, we'll see one more example. This is multi-line string. So see, it started with a triple quote and ended with a triple quote. And we have this new line character and new tab character. And we have string and we have one empty line. This is empty line. And in third line, we have one tab, and we have space here. So on top of this, I'm using strip. So strip, what it does is, first it will remove empty space. One thing is empty spaces it remove. So here we have one empty space and here we have one empty space and this total line we have one empty space. And second, what it removes, new line and new tab. So that it is mentioned here. White spaces means spaces, tabs, and new lines from both the ends. So once we remove all these things, what you will get? You will get only this particular string. So that we are getting here. Next, what we'll do? Remove only leading or trailing white space. So here we'll use two methods. So one is LSTRIP method and RSTRIP method. So LSTRIP means it will remove white spaces only from left start of the string. Left means starting of the string. Next, RSTRIP means it removes white spaces from the right end of the string. Suppose if you see example, see here we have white spaces here and we have white spaces here also. So first what I'm doing, I'm applying LSTRIP here. So what it does is it removes leading spaces from the left. Left means from left side, it will remove white spaces. And if you see here output, see at the starting we don't have white spaces, but we have white spaces at ending. And next I am applying a RSTRIP. So RSTRIP means it removes trailing spaces on the right side. See here, left side we have white spaces and right side we don't have white spaces. So that is the difference. If you see one more example, removing specific characters. So as of now we saw only with strip command, and inside that we were not passed any arguments. Now we'll try to pass some arguments here. So what is our string is, so initially we have dashes and at the ending also. So this is the file name .pdf. So at the starting and at the ending, we have dashes here. So here what I'm doing, first I'm applying LSTRIP, and what I want to remove here is this dashes. So what it does is it removes dots on the left. See here, these three it removed. So next what we are getting, report 3 dots PDF. And if you use RSTRIP, what you want to remove, these dots. What it does is it removes dots on the right side. Okay, so cluster is still running. I will try to run this. So actually it is supposed to remove these three. Okay, so here why it not removing is, I will take here. My input is like this. So why it not removing here is, this strip method, it removes only at the starting and at the ending, not in between. See, first it will start with starting, then it found this character, this argument it found, then it will remove these three. Next it comes here, R is there. So here, since we don't have R, so it won't delete this. Then it will come up to PDF. Since it is L, it won't remove left side. If we try to run this one more time, parallelly we'll see RSTRIP. So RSTRIP, what it does is, it will remove only right side. So it won't touch here. Okay, it will check only on right side. So it will remove these three. Yeah. So see here. So if you use LSTRIP, see at the right, it not removing. If you are using RSTRIP, left side, it is not removing. So earlier I used here now. So if I try to retain this one, and if I try to run this, see either in LSTRIP or RSTRIP, it won't touch. It will be there only. Why? Because strip function will work only at the starting and at the ending. In middle, it won't do anything. So next we'll see one more example, how to do multiple characters. So we have text like this, X, Y, Z. Okay, like this we have string. First what I'm doing, I'm applying LSTRIP. That means only on left side. So what I want to remove is X, Y, Z characters need to remove. So first it will start with X, Y, Z. Okay, so what you will get output is remaining portion you will get. Similar way, if you use RSTRIP, it will remove only at the right side. So right side, what is there? We mentioned X, Y, Z, but still we have only X, Y only. We don't have Z. So it will remove this XY. So we'll get XYZ Python, XYZ Python. Okay, so next, since we given XYZ, see in middle also some characters are there. So it won't touch at the middle. See, just like strip, both LSTRIP and RSTRIP will remove any of the specified characters until they hit a character that isn't in the list. So, see this AX, Y, so we have here also. See here also we have. But we mentioned XYZ, no? So it came up to here. Next P is there. So that means it will stop there only. It won't move further. So next what we'll do, remove custom or specific characters from your string. So that means you can pass a string of characters to strip and it will remove any of those characters from the ends. See here, I have some special characters here at the starting and ending. So what I'm doing, I'm using strip method and I want to remove this special character. So if I run this, what I will get, it will remove at the starting and ending these special characters and it will generate this one, only this string. So similar way, I have special character here and similar way at the end. So what I'm doing, strip, and inside that I'm mentioning both special characters. So what it does is it will remove at the starting and ending. You will get remaining string here. So next we have example. So here also some special characters is there at the starting and ending. So if I use the strip and if I mention both these special characters, that means this is one less than and greater than, then it will remove these first three and these last three. So it will give you only file name, report.csv. So what it means is it removes all less than and greater than characters from both ends. But it stops when when no more those character appear. That means it will come up to here. Next it starting R. So since R we are not mentioned here, it will stop there only. So similarly, we will see one more example. So initial, I have some white spaces, then I have some special characters, and similar way I have at the end, and parallelly I have spaces also. So here what I want to do, I want to remove all occurrences of this hash, star, and backspaces from both starting and ending. So here what I'm doing, I'm using strip method. So what I want to remove, one is hash. So we have at the starting and ending. Next we have star is there. So that star I mentioned. Next I mentioned space. Okay, so it will remove all three together. Space, hash, star. Then it will give only this Visual Studio CI/CD. So same thing written here. Hash star space. That means it will remove spaces from both beginning and end of the string. It stops stripping characters from both and once it encounters a character that are not in the specified set of characters. So that means here empty space is there, empty space is covered, then hash is there, star is there, hash is there. Next V is not in this list, so it will stop there only. Okay, so it will work like this. So next we'll see remove the leading and trailing characters. So if you see here, we have commas and we have some repeated letters are there, R, T, G, and we have dots is there and Databricks is there. And later we have dots and R's is there. So now I want to remove by using strip. First, what I want to remove? I want to remove all commas. Next, I want to remove all dots. Next, I want to remove R, T, G. R, T, G. So I mentioned here G, R, T. So what it does is it will remove all these things. That means up to here it will remove, and up to here it will remove. Then it will give you only Databricks. So similarly, I have string like this. So this is mainly whenever you are pulling data from source to branch layer. So mainly you'll get this kind of timestamp format. So actually there we need only this number, because this number is a timestamp value which is in milliseconds. So while doing transformation, that means you have this kind of data in your bronze layer. That means from source to bronze layer it is there. While moving data to silver layer, you want to convert or you want to transform this timestamp milliseconds into timestamp value. So that time you need only this number. So remaining things you don't want. So for that, what I'm doing, I'm using strip. First, what we don't require, up to here date, these characters I don't want. Next, so open and close parenthesis. Next, black slash. So if I specify all these characters inside, so it will remove everything and it will give you only this integer number. So next, what I have is, before going to this one, first we'll finish these widgets, then we'll come back here. So if I run this widget, it will create this. Maybe I will show you from starting how to create this one. See here, since I mentioned remove all. So first I will do and comment out this one. Now I will try to remove this. You can run either this one, or you can come here and you can delete this remove parameter. So I am running this one. So it got removed. So now what I will do, I will command this. So first I'll try to run this one. So widget is created with primary keys. So now I will copy those my string values. So what it here is, we have at the starting two white spaces. We have two white spaces. And at the ending also we have two white spaces. And in this particular string, we have at the ending, we have two spaces, two white spaces. So once I entered this, next what I'm doing, I'm trying to print this one. So what it prints here is, so first it will print as it is. Whatever I entered, it will print as it is. So next what I'm doing, on top of this string, I am using strip method. So strip method, what it does is, it will remove white spaces from starting and at the ending. So here it is removing white spaces from starting and ending. And after that, I am applying this split function. So split with comma. So by using this comma, what it doing is it converting these strings into a list of strings. Okay, so next we'll go where we stopped. So here we'll start here, not here, here. See here, you will get a more knowledge about this strip function. So if you see here, I have string starting with white spaces, then I have dots, then I have some string, and at the end I have dots and empty spaces. So first what I'm doing, I want to remove leading and trailing white spaces. Okay, so but if I use this strip method, it won't remove. So we'll see why it won't remove. So here what I'm doing, strip, I'm using strip function. So inside that I want to remove dot comma a, dot comma a. So that means these dots I want to remove and these a's I want to remove. So what I required finally is only top lightning. So even these a's, these dots I want to remove. So, but if you run this one, see here, there is no effect on this. Same output we are getting. So we'll see below why you are getting this. Next, what I'm doing, I'm using strip method. And here what I'm doing, first I'm giving space. First I'm giving white space, then dot, then a. See here, it got removed. So now we'll see why it not removed by using this method. See here inside strip I given only dot and a. So here I'm pausing dot comma a. So those characters I want to strip. That means I want to remove any of these characters. That means dot and a from both beginning and end of the string. But why it is not happening? That means the string starts with white space. And since it didn't include the space character in this, see at the starting of the string, we have white space. Okay, but we are not mentioned this white space in this. So that's why it is not removing. So the strip method stops at the white space because it only strips from the ends and stops when it hit character not in the given list. So it doesn't remove anything because the leading spaces are not in this here. So the strip method stops right there only. So what is correct approach is this one. So providing white space at the starting. So here what it does is, since we included space like this, now what it does is it will strip first spaces, then dots and yes from both start and end of the string, but not from the middle. So now finally what it removes is leading spaces, because first we mentioned space here. So that means leading spaces and trailing spaces. So that means starting and ending. So starting and ending spaces it removes. Next, leading dots and trailing dots. Since you mentioned second is dot no, so it will remove next dots. So these dots and these dots it will remove. Next, it will remove leading A's and trailing A's. So that means next we have here A, these three A's it will remove and these two A's it will remove. And what else remaining? Topper trailing. So that we'll get here. So summary, what is the we understood about a strip function is strip removes only from the start and end of the string. Stripping stops when it hits a character not in the set. Okay. So next we'll see remove new line and tab characters. So as of now we saw how to remove space characters. So now we are going to see new line and tab characters. What it does is it will remove leading and trailing new characters from a string. New character means \n and tab means \t. So if you see example, see starting with new line, that means \n and ending with \n. So what I'm doing is I'm using strip method and I'm not passing anything, because if you see at the starting of the definition, what it does is three things it will do by default. One is removing white spaces and removing new lines and removing new tabs. So if you apply this, what it does is it will remove starting and ending /n. So next, what is pending is learn Python. Okay, so it will give you only learn Python. So next we'll see one more example. So here we have two new line characters and one tab character. And at the end, we have one new line character and one tab character. So here also I'm using simply strip method. I'm not mentioning anything here. So it will remove all new line and new tab characters starting and ending. And remaining hello, it will print. See here, same thing. So it will remove new line and tabs from both ends. So next, use with input. So that means here I'm using input. So enter your name dot strip. So that means if you try to run this, so here we need to enter our input value. Suppose I'm entering, I'm giving one space, two space. Next I'm giving secret. Then I'm giving two spaces. If I try to enter, you will get output as secret. So similar way, I will try one more time. So here what I'm trying is, so I'm entering input as this text. And if you see at the starting and ending, I have empty spaces, white spaces. So if I try to enter this, it will remove those white spaces and it will give you the string. So next one is strip before comparison. So suppose I have one string that is secret. So what I have is, suppose I assume that actual password is secret, and what I entered is this one. I have empty space and I have new line character, tab, and then I have secret. Then I have tab, new line, empty space. So I'm using strip on top of this. What it does is it will remove empty space, new line, tab, and at the end, new tab, new line, empty space. So after removing what it will be there, secret will be there. So here what I written if condition. If entered password is equal to password. Password what is there? Secret. And entered password, what will get output here? Will get secret. Because it will remove starting and ending. Finally, you will get secret. So that means first if condition it satisfies, so we'll get access is granted. We'll get output as access is granted. Suppose I will add one star here. Now if I try to run this, now we'll get access is denied because we have dot. So that means secret dot will get. Output of entered password is secret dot. That means secret equal to secret dot. Since it is not equal, then it going to else condition and it printing access denied. Okay, so next we'll see one more example, same secret, and here added more characters. So more characters means, so white space is there, new line, new tab, and additionally I have dot comma some special characters are there. So here also I have some special characters. Since I'm using only strip here and I'm not passing any characters inside, so what it does is it will remove white space up to here it will remove, but it won't remove this. So up to here you will get output. So what I given condition entered password. That means this whole thing equal to password secret. So since this is false condition, we will get output as access denied. Okay. So next we'll go for other example. So cleaning CSV fields or log entries. So here we'll use a list comprehension. So what I have list of elements is I have this. So name at the starting and ending, I have white spaces, age and email also same thing. And for description, I have starting and ending. new line and new tab characters. So here I'm writing list compensation field dot strip for field in raw fields. So that means it will iterate each and every string, and while iterating each and every string, we are using strip method. Since we are not mentioned any characters, so while iterating this one, what it does is it will trim these white spaces. Then you will get only name. Similar way for age and email. See here, white spaces are removed and it printing. So similar way here, it will remove these two and these two, and we'll finally will get description. So similarly, you'll see one more example, chaining strip with other methods. So that means on top of a strip, we are combining with some lower function. So what it does is first, since we are mentioning first strip method, it will remove white spaces or new lines or new tabs. Later, it will convert to lowercase. So here what I'm doing, I have string like this. First, I have empty spaces, and yes, this is all caps letter, and I have new line character. So if I use strip method and lower, so first, since strip is there, what it does is it will remove this white space and this new line character, and we'll get this yes in capital letters. So this yes, now it will convert into lowercase. So now what is our output? Our output is yes in small letters, lowercase. So I mentioned here if condition, if normalized. So this output is yes in small lowercase, that is equal to yes. So if that is the case, we have to print like user agreed. So since it is yes, it printing user agreed. So next we are going for other example, removing delimiters after splitting. So I have string, first I have apple, then I have delimiter, then I have space, then string, space delimiter, space string, space delimiter. So here what I'm doing, I'm on top of this string, I'm using split. So for split, what is the parameter I'm using? I'm using this delimiter. So delimiter, what it does is, split, what it does is, based on this delimiter, it will convert this string into list. If you see here, first we don't have any spaces up to here, apple. So it converted apple into one string, but in the form of list. Okay, so next delimiter is there. Sorry. Next, what is there? Space is there, banana is there, space is there. If you see here, first we have white space, banana, white space. So this is one string. Next, our delimiter is there. After that, what is there? So space, banana. So next we have space, cherry, space. So what it does is it will create one more string, C space, cherry, space. So next we have delimiter. So after that we don't have empty. So that's why it created empty string. So after that, what I'm doing is I'm using list comprehension. So p dot strip for p in parts. So parts means this one in this list comprehension. If p dot strip. So for each iteration of this string, we are applying strip. So since we have only empty spaces, so first, if while iterating this apple, we don't have any special character spaces. So as it is, we'll get. So For banana, at the starting and ending, we have white spaces. So it got removed. So similarly for cherry, we have at the starting and ending, we have white spaces that got removed. And for empty string, it got removed. So why? Because we given if condition, if p dot strip. So next what we have is, we'll see file paths. So ensure no stray new line at ending. So suppose assume that we have line like this. So my file path, this particular report.pdf is in this particular path, home user docs. And at the starting and ending, I have new line characters. So what I'm doing is, on top of this string, I'm using LSTRIP. So that means I want to remove either white spaces or new line characters or new tab. I want to remove only from left side. See here, removes new lines from the beginning. So here, see here at the starting, it removed these two new lines got removed. Up to PDF we got. Then why this at the ending we have one new line? No, see it not displaying here, but we are getting new line space here. So that explanation it is given here. See here, print line dot L strip. That means this removes all leading white space characters from the start of the string. So that means these two ends is removed, and you are left with this one. Left with this one. So since we given only L strip, so whatever we have new line at the ending causes new line. So that means this one, it causes new line, but it is not visible. So next we'll see on the same example, we'll try to do RSTRIP. So if you apply RSTRIP, what it does is it won't touch here. Up to here it won't touch. So it will remove only ending of the new line. But what these two new lines, how it represents here in output, see here, we are getting two new lines. After that, it printing this file name. So same example it is given here. So it removes all trailing space characters from the end of the string. So that means this final new line is removed, but the leading two new lines it remains. So that means these two will remains. But since why we're not seeing here, there is in output we'll get blank line first. So since we have two new line characters, it prints two new lines before the actual path shows up. So that is so first new line, second new line. After completing these two new lines, our actual output will print here. So similar way, we have one more same example, but here, what is the difference between here and here is, so we are getting new line like this, no? So if you don't want that, so if you want to visualize that also, then first I'm printing only this L strip, and what is the L strip output is line dot L strip. On top of that, I'm using representation. So if I use that, so you can see at the ending new line character. So similar way, if you use R strip, so at the right hand side, it will remove. At the starting, you will see two new lines. Okay, so that's all about this video, how to use strip function using Python. So if you really like this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you.